So why do I think my cookies should win? Well, let's just say if Jamie Oliver believes these are good for his children, they gotta be good for you.
The reason I'm going to win is I've perfected this recipe over a long time because I'm actually really bad at flirting, so I use them to get dates.
I believe I should win this because I slept very late, just to bake these for my dear colleagues, because I'm full of love and kindness, and I think they taste really good.
All right, so we are the judges of the chocolate chip cookie competition, and I'm pretty excited. How are you feeling, Jeremy?
Hey, it's chocolate chip cookies. What do you want me to say?
Nothing else. Paco?
What could go wrong with chocolate cookies?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right, so we're going to start with cookie number 1, which is the one at the top, guys. Okay, let's go. So we're judging everything from the chewiness, the crunch, the quality of chocolate, everything.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's got a crunchiness to it, but it is soft also.
I like the chocolate chips. They're very evident. They have a noticeable presence in the cookie itself. It's chewy, not too dry, not too crispy. Love that.
Yeah, I was just going to comment. It's got a lot of a good chew to it. It's not overly sweet. I think that's a very important thing. If it's just sugar, it's a bit bland. Got a little bit of crunch on the exterior. This cookie would go really, really well if it was fresh out of the oven. I can imagine it's amazing.
That's an impressive analysis.
I was about to say, Jeremy, MasterChef, what? I mean, come on now. Okay, cookie number 2.
It is less sweet. It is way more crunchy. This is something you could dip in your coffee or your milk,
This one kind of reminds me of that old school chocolate chip cookie flavor. Like it has that authentic chocolate chip cookie flavor. It is crunchy, a little bit dry, but not in a bad way. Just drier than you'd expect your chocolate chip cookie to be.
Yeah, this is definitely very crisp. Doesn't have really much chew. It's much more, I'd say, closer to a biscuit than what I'd say a biscuit rather than like a gooey cookie. But what I do like is you can kind of taste the difference between the dough and then the chocolate chips itself. So there's a bit of a mixture of flavor there.
That's definitely true. Okay, final cookie. I'm so sad it's the last one, but let's go. This one feels like a balance between the two. It feels like a comfortable, even ground between the chewy cookie texture and like the crispy biscuit. But yeah, what do you think, Paco?
Very, very, very like halfway between the other two.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I think this is, as you say, it's kind of that middle ground between the two. It's got that crispy exterior. It's firm. I think it would make pretty well good for dunking, but you can definitely taste that there's still a little bit of that softness on the inside, which is really nice. So like if I had to give my thoughts on all three of them, like the thickest one over here, this one, like it definitely tastes, if you've ever had like just plain cookie dough, there's that, that reminds me the most of that. And if you really like that flavor, it's really nice. But then the softness, I worry about that potentially, say, falling apart if you like to dunk your cookies.
But do you dunk all your cookies?
Depends on the mood.
Okay.
Then the second, definitely I would say, yeah, the crispness is nice. If you're not a fan of the like a soft gooey cookie, this one is probably for you. Although I do wish there would probably be maybe a little bit more rising agent just to give it that little bit more thickness. And I think the third one is probably, since it's in between those two areas, I'd say this one probably nails it for me. I don't know about you guys.
Okay, so for you, Jeremy, you're saying cookie number 3 takes the win. Okay. So I really like that cookie dough, that chewy cookie, texture that cookie number one came with. It is a chocolate chip cookie competition, and so for me, I think cookie number one takes the cup. I do, however, like the third one as well, just because it has that balance. If you're not looking for something too chewy, too thick, too soft, then it's a nice middle ground. But like I said, for me, cookie number one takes the cup.
Well, I would need another 40 cookies to make a decision properly. So I'm waiting for them. One is not enough. I do like cookie number two because maybe I do like the crunchy, biscuity feeling, and because it is less sweet also than the other two. So it's not so overpowering.
All right.
So what now, guys?
We have a tie.
We have a tie, and I
Okay.
don't know if we can end like that.
I think what we need to do then is for this, what's everyone's second place, and then go from there. So in my opinion, my three are so number one. So my first place is the cookie number three in between. Then second place, I like kind of the soft gooey thing, and then for number three, just because it's a little bit on the thin side, is the cookie number two. That's my order.
Okay, my order is cookie number one, cookie number three, and cookie number two in last place. Just because if it is a cookie, I would not want it to be dry.
So which is the one that I have to pick? So it is a draw?
Just an order of your favorites. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
So I think the second one for me is cookie number one because it is the most indulgent. So
the thick one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I still don't know how we choose the winner, Jeremy.
So by the looks of it, so we've got for both you and I, the thick cookie, and for Puckle, all of three of us, we kind of chose the thick cookie as our preference.
Yeah.
Two of us kind of chose the mid. We both chose cookie number three. No, you chose.
I chose cookie number one
you-
as number one.
And then this cookie number
number
three is
two.
number two.
Yeah.
So I'd say both of us put the cookie number two in last place. So that's kind of your third place over there.
Yeah.
And then I really think it just comes down to preference, because I think, realistically, we kind of got ourselves a bit of a tie. But I would say, I was cookie number three and cookie number two. You were cookie number one, and
Number two.
cookie number two. Sorry, cookie number two was last place for me, and you were cookie number two, and then your second was cookie number one. So I would say then cookie number one.
It's the winner.
Cookie number one is the winner.
It's the better cookie, guys. And we have reached the end of the cookie competition, unfortunately. But thank you so much, bakers. Wow. After a careful consideration, and we really went into the details of that, because we couldn't really decide. We had to have three rounds of assessment, and our winner is cookie number one. I still don't know who the baker is, so if you could reveal yourself. Thank you, speech.
Thank you very much, guys. And just a special shout out to Jamie Oliver. Thanks for the recipe.